Happy One Wheel Wednesday, everybody. Happy to be with all of you. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for those that were here for the live portion. Technical difficulties. If you're chiming in later on in the week, no worries. You don't know. We're starting right away with you. I'm joined with a great cast of characters around here. They're wonderful human beings. They know a little bit about One Wheel, but a lot about life. I got my best friend, my bride of 24 years in May of 2025. Of the 27th, Holly Mendenhall.
Hey, little bit about One Wheels.
Little bit
about One Wheels.
Little bit, but
I
here we
love
go.
the community.
We're giving, and today is all about community news. We're going to drop to you a lot of things happened over the last few weeks. We're going to bring you up to speed, new products, new stuff, all kinds of exciting things. We're really stoked, and we're here for it. We also have Lily, who is about to step away, but then we caught her because she's right there.
How are you guys celebrating?
You hear her voice. We got some technical problems, still surviving. There she is.
Hi.
Pregnant with
How are you guys celebrating? What did you say?
I don't know. Yeah, we got a lot between
time.
there and then. But Lily's been
You have a
pregnant
lot
for
of time.
how long have you been pregnant now? How are we going?
I don't know.
A while ago. Baby Hermione's,
How many
everyone.
weeks are you?
26 weeks.
Baby Hermione's, how's she doing?
She's doing well.
Yeah? Like that new name? That's better
Hermione,
than Tammy.
Tammy. Was that on here?
No, that
I
was
don't
a
think
different.
that was
Every
on
time we
here.
do podcasts, I always have
I
a
think
new
the last
name.
time on
up
here
with
was
a
Holly Beth.
Right. So,
Holly
but
Beth,
now
yeah.
now it's Hermione's.
That was my
This one's
nickname.
definitely. I thought it would hit better.
No.
Why?
No.
I even made
There's
a
just
note.
one.
I even made a note. Just get it out of here.
You really did write that
This
down.
one I thought before. I thought, yes, this is gonna hit, and it didn't. Everyone fail.
Oh,
Get it
man,
out of
that's
here.
so funny.
No, all that time I
about
was at
Hero?
dinner last night. I
Hero's
was like,
cool. That's a cool dog name.
I'm sorry if you named your child Hero. But
It is
to be
a cool
to be
dog.
really
I love
honest,
Hero.
that's hard. People name their dogs all the time with real human names. I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
I like dog names.
I
don't like
food for dog names.
You
so
do?
cute. Like
like
pretzel.
peanut butter and jelly.
No, not that. Mayo. So cute.
Lily,
Like
hey,
cookie?
Before we get into the
So
community
cute.
news, we got stuff that's happening with Float Life. We're pretty stoked for.
Yeah,
we
what's
got new
that?
things.
I saw that they were going out of business or something.
What?
On YouTube. I saw a thumbnail. We have no more money left.
I
I thought you were gonna cover that.
I don't recall that.
I was depending on this podcast to give me the news
Give
about
me the news.
that video
That's
thumbnail.
hot off the presses
Okay,
because-
no, it says we are losing money, and then that's the thumbnail, and then actually, let me.
It's
just
just
show you.
clickbait. Are you kidding?
I know
Total
it's clickbait,
clickbait.
but I was hoping you would have
No,
watched it
it's
and
probably
told
their.
me about
Was it on? Let me ask this: was the date April 20th? when
you
it
mean
dropped?
April 1st?
April 1st?
No, April 20th because they had a massive sale for
Oh.
the 420.
It
Their
dropped
420
5
Yeah.
days ago, so no, it was the 18th.
Yeah, they're talking about their sales.
And it says, oh, it's only a minute and a half.
Okay, so here we go. See, now Lily has the ability, we can put her on the screen of what she's watching. Go ahead and throw that up there so everybody gets to see it.
Is this allowed?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Here we go. Can we switch to Legend? That's
It's
on
camera
you.
5.
There you go, camera 5. Legend's looking
But
at
I'm
us
having
like,
a hard
what do I
time
do?
seeing.
There we go. Look.
Sorry,
It's their
I don't know
420.
what else is
Are you
on.
kidding me? Look at this.
The smoke?
Yeah, it's their 420 sales. That's what they got
The
going.
new guy, that's his son, isn't it? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, he's so big.
Okay, so for everybody, Lily wanted...
Oh, that's so cute.
You don't even know what they're saying. She's just...
Music.
everything's
is
for
going.
sale. Look, all of this.
420.
Little boy took a...
Yeah,
it was a
that
joke.
got me, you guys.
You
Good
got
job.
it. Seriously, we
Well,
actually
you
have a
said
picture
Float Life.
of their website. Throw Lily off there. Put up the switcher again. Here is, you can go to their website right now, and they have so much on sale. It is crazy, okay? Like, here's their foot pads. The Cush foot pad one for the One Wheel GTS GT XRC,
store-buster
$42.
deals.
Okay, come on. That is... Those are deals, okay? Cush foot pad for One Wheel. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna contrast. We're just play a little game here. Here is a foot pad. Let's put up there, Legend, the One Wheel version of the regular wide foot pad. Just a regular wide. You see that? Here's the cost of that. You got $42 right there at Float Life. This is One Wheel's their wide foot pad. You get 2, so you got to understand it's not 1, it's 2. Here is the cost, if we can put that on the screen, right here. $200 GT Low Boy Flare foot pads.
you get
This is
2.
the soft version. You didn't put up the regular ledge. Here's the regular, $185, but you get 2. 42 plus 42 is $84, so you're still getting a better deal. But the foot pads I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. I'm just saying if you need a bargain, money's tight. Float Life sales could come in clutch right now. We're going to get back to the flare foot pads because Onewheel has released a wooden version of that. We're going to talk about that later in today. Now I got distracted where we were a second ago.
Well, you were just saying we're all about the community today and updates and things like
Yeah,
that.
but before that, we were asking, I don't remember what we were talking about. I got distracted, apparently.
That's okay.
We were talking about Baby
Probably nothing
Hermione's.
important.
Oh yeah.
Baby
hero.
Hermione's we were talking
Dogs,
about.
names.
Yeah. If you've just tuned in to just see if I had my mustache still,
Yeah, they were talking
Yeah,
about that
several.
in the chat.
the look has been updated once again. Poor man's
Why?
facelifts.
Why did you?
Why'd I shave it off?
Yeah.
Hot. And I don't want a suntan.
Was
line.
it really hot?
It was. I just knew we were going to
It's
get to
getting
days like
warmer
we
in
had.
Minnesota,
Like I'm
so-
starting to get the golden tan, and I didn't want a white little mark when I shaved it off.
Yeah.
So you got to let it go.
So what kind of bronzer do you use? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Whatever you girls have, I just borrow a little.
I got the
dab it on.
hula bronzer.
Great,
This is unfortunately not a girly podcast, but it can be.
Did
the
you say
girls will show
unfortunately?
Up. Yeah, I said unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, like we're in the minority here.
I know, but
we
it
know
feels
this.
so strong. That's why we like present it strong. Like
'Cause,
ladies are
us
forefront
are-
here in this
Because we
podcast.
loud, or what are you trying to say?
No, I'm just
We
saying.
Bold?
You are old. Yes.
I said bold.
Oh, bold. Sorry.
Kevin says, "I just bought the wooden low boys."
Ooh. Now, if you
Nice.
rode the Wooden Little Boys, Kevin, would be the question. Would be the question to have. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But if you've been around here long enough to see the mustache come and go, that means you've been around long enough for the updated look around here. Scott Mendenhall and Friends. We've shortened it down to SMF. You saw the logo as we started the thing. SMF stands for Scott Mendenhall Faith, Family, and Friends. We have 3 YouTube channels now. We have this one that you're currently on, is Scott Mendenhall and Friends. Then we go to, or it's just Scott Mendenhall. I go back and forth. Should I go and change this one to Scott Mendenhall and Friends, or just leave it Scott Mendenhall? Because we always
there's
say
not a designated channel
right,
for friends.
but we could call it that, I suppose. Scott. But then we go to Scott Mendenhall and Family, where we are launching a podcast. Ladies, we got to do this super. Like I want it launched before our camps.
Yeah.
So we don't have many more videos there, but we're going to talk all about parenting and things of that nature.
good, I need it.
If you want that, there is a place you can go subscribe. There's only 1 subscriber when we took that screenshot. I think we only got like 4 more. And that's 1,
Yeah, so go
2, could be you. So you can go to there. And
It
then the
could
other one
be
is
you.
Scott Mendenhall and Faith. This is where we're going to post shorts of thoughts about faith. If you want to learn more about who is God, who is Jesus, that's a great place for you to go. And so there you
For
go.
sure.
That's the plug for it. We also have our New Jersey, which we're stoked on. It's one of my favorite. It's actually my favorite.
You know what?
It's
I just
sweet.
pulled mine out of the drawer the other day, and
It's
I was
so-
like, "This is so fun." I
I want to
looking at
wear it
and
every day,
trying
but it doesn't seem appropriate.
to wear your
Yeah, I
why?
just...
You could just go Hey Arnold on everyone. Just wear the same thing every day. There's other shows that do that.
that would have
I'm
been
sure.
funny to put that on there
That's
for
just
you.
what I thought
Hey,
of.
Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
It would it just...
There's
I
other
would like
shows
it.
that they wear the same thing in every
Yes.
episode.
I got to
SpongeBob.
assume that for this podcast, we haven't even had the updated set with this here and Holly having skateboards behind her
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Holly's got
Oh,
a
yeah,
better
that's
camera.
true.
Like we have the ability to have a
Because
live
we weren't
guest.
here last week.
Right, so they haven't even seen.
Yeah,
like,
welcome.
Holly. You're
Welcome
looking
to the
great.
new
Let's
place.
put Holly on full screen so to get the magnitude of what she's got going on
Yeah,
there. Look
she
at all the
has
skateboards.
Everybody.
a couple
One might
candles,
think- yeah, you got
2 candles,
Yeah, can you have
and
too
a
many
mug.
candles?
They're all the same size.
Yeah,
Well, that's
way
okay.
to get
Hilarious.
Good thing I
into.
won't drink this one.
Uh,
There.
oh, that feels so much better. I'm so
What?
glad you
Does it
did
look better
that.
here or there?
No, on
Here
the
or
blue.
there?
On the blue.
So
Okay.
glad you did that.
That's my.
Yeah,
I would
your
give their
shot
own.
looks good.
Yeah, it's a total upgrade for sure.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
We're grateful for it. Okay, so we were alluding to the wooden foot pads. Let's get to it right away. Onewheel this last week brought back a gem. It's old. It's a nod to, and I don't know if even it's like 15 years ago they came out with the Onewheel, and you only had the option of the wooden foot pads, the
Yeah,
bamboo
it looks
look.
like that.
It looks sharp.
The old
Here is
XR.
the new one, but it's only in flare, which I'm here for the flare. I used to be kind of against it. Our best foot pad ever. There it is. It's wooden. You get here. It's 2 foot pads in front and back. Now, I don't know. Like I see it and I love the look. I absolutely love the look. But I know I ride so much in mud, dirt, and the wood just isn't as. It doesn't have as long of a shelf life to me as do the regular or soft. I love the flare foot pads. You should 100% buy the flares. The wooden, and I don't know if they went with the bamboo or not, but I would assume they did because that's the way the
That's what it
XR
used to
was.
be.
The cost of those wooden ones, let's put that on, I think it's over $200. We're looking at $225.
Yeah.
But you're getting a front foot pad and a back foot pad. You always have to remember that. When you go to Float Life, you're getting one foot pad at a time. You're not getting front and back. And so you got to do the math. But this is the front and the back. You get a sensor with it, right? A lot of technology in the front foot pad. It's the flare. And we're going to compare it to your 3 options at onewheel.com. You can purchase the front and back flare, which I love the look, the cosmetic of having a front foot pad that looks the same in the back. For the longest time, I was anti-flares because I didn't like that my back foot pad was different than the front. I know some people like that. I just cannot.
You mean like symmetric, like the way it's, the shape of it, and
right.
Yeah.
The narrow in the front, wide in the back. I just don't like that. So when Onewheel started doing the flares, it does change your ride. You have more foot space. It allows you to really get into the leaning of the board because the foot pad hangs over your rails just slightly, which gives you a better ride. It lowers the stance just ever so slightly, which is really, really nice. The lower the center of gravity, the better it is to control your board and all those things. Game changer, 100%. You now have 3 options. You have the bamboo wood. I should stop saying bamboo. It's wooden foot pad and it's flare. That was $225. Now let's go to the regular. This is hard plastic. Okay, this is a black hard plastic. You'll see right here. Those are $150. 180. Sorry. 185.
185.
And are those new?
The flare is within the last year.
Got it.
But it's just hard. It's not soft.
The compound of it is
right. Because you can see there you have regular and soft is what they're calling it. Regular is just a hard plastic. That's $185. That's your cheapest buy-in rate on onewheel.com for the flares. Then you go to the soft version, which that's the Goldilocks of the 3, in my opinion. Now, I got to be careful. I've not rode the bamboo one. This is coming off of just understanding what I had with the XR original. $200 for the low-boy flared foot pad soft.
And these are new.
Those are not new. Those have been around for a year.
For a while.
Okay. The only thing that's new is the wood.
Is
the
wood.
wood.
Got it.
I am telling you, you won't go wrong with the flare. If you love the knot like Kevin, I would love to hear what pushed him over the edge to get those.
He might tell you.
He likes the look, or did he like the ride, all those things. The soft, to me, I absolutely love. Normally, I'm a guy that switches my foot pad out. Love it. Here's one issue I see with the flare that there's an issue for me. Buying grip tape. It's been a year now. I want to redo the grip tape.
And there's not available.
Where am I buying that grip tape from? To fit it. Onewheel Parts might have it. You have to go there. But where else? Where am I getting the grip tape for that? I don't know if you can get the grip tape really on the Float Life website or not. But I got no grip tape for it. So there's a little.
So am I searching flare grip tape?
Yeah, but see, they don't make. The Float Life does have a great foot pad that is equivalent to the flare. What is their version called?
The Cush.
The Cush Wide and Cush High. Though the Cush Wide is great, back foot pad only, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, someone in here, they don't sell the sensor. Float
Right.
Life doesn't sell the sensor.
Right, which I understand
Which
that.
is why they only sell one of them.
Right.
Future Motion.
Definitely
you
not a
have to buy
knock on
pair.
the Float Life.
No.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. I'm here for that. I wouldn't want to own. I wouldn't have to mess around with the sensor and people being upset. Now, Float Life is probably working on that at some point. He was going to offer us something awesome. They actually had a sensor for a while because they were whacking it with a hammer and stuff.
They always had it to where you could buy one of the, just one foot pad, right? That was one thing that was hard with Future Motion is if you always needed the sensor, you couldn't just
you
buy
have to
the
buy
sensor
both.
pad.
There's no option to separate it out, and I get it. Why would
they
you?
don't sell grip tape.
I didn't think they do sell grip tape, but not for the wide.
Not for the wide.
Right. Which that's one of the
least
drawbacks
I'm
to
not
the situation at hand is the grip tape for the wide foot pad for Onewheel. But it is my go-to, and we've tried all of them. But the new flare, we will get our hands on those, our feet on them, I should say, and we'll give those a go. But you can go to onewheel.com and check that out. The other thing is, we already alluded to this, but worth mentioning again, the 420 sale. I don't know how long this sale lasts. It always feels like it's just a day, but it's going to go on for some time. Again, take a look at these deals. This is just a screenshot. I suppose Lily could go and just go to their this is just the beginning. Look at bearings, $42. That's a deal. We just bought several amount of bearings from them, and it was twice as much. And so,
it's still going.
You better get
It
on
ends
these deals.
4/25.
Here's Lily scrolling for you.
Oh yeah,
It says it right on the front.
Sale ends April 25th.
Which is when today?
That's Friday.
Yeah,
Friday.
2 days from now.
Look at this. All these deals. I mean, if you're on a budget and you need
Half off.
new sandals, there you
Float
are.
slides? What?
Come on. We're here for
$4. Sold out. Sorry about it.
Yeah, they do sell out quite often, which is awesome on their part because they're. Anyways, we're here for it all. Get to their website, get a deal. What was that tire? You're scrolling by that tire. What is it?
Enduro, $70.
Yeah, Duro tire, soft compound. Yes, please, all day.
All their hats are the favorites. Everybody loves their float hats.
Okay, speaking of flow hats, let's give a little shout out to Dirt Surfers really quick. I think maybe check out dirtsurfers.com.
Did you see
Their
this?
Dirt Surfer hat is sweet.
So awesome.
Okay?
So awesome.
So
that's
cool.
That's Float Life partnering with them, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And if you buy a hat, I love what Dirt Surfers is doing this year. Proceeds of jersey sales and hat sales are going to go into a pot, and then you get said money if you win the races. Like
if you complete their circuit.
Right, you're going to get a massive amount of money.
So it starts with Dirt Surfers Arkansas.
Yeah, here for this.
And it just compiles for everybody that purchases merch and things like that. It just compiles.
Right.
And
maybe go to their
that's the winner.
Instagram, Lil, and check it out for information there. Dirt Surfers is going to change the racing for ORL for sure. They're going to change the way races are done. Now you're going to have this circuit, which there's a bigger draw than just one race of the year. I'm stoked for what Float Life or Dirt Surfers is doing, trying to change and create. There's the hat, Lil. You see the hat blinking? Mm-hmm. Throw that on the screen really quick. Here is the Dirt Surfers hat we were just talking about. If you buy it, proceeds for a hat goes to said pot.
Wait, so where do they buy that?
Usually it might
Can
be
you
on
read
the
the description on that, Lil?
Yes, but I have to log in.
Oh, I see the problem. Yes.
I'll work on that.
Let me check that out for you.
Okay, we can take her off the screen really quick. But we're stoked on what they're doing. When we had Kevin from Chameleon Rails on a few weeks ago talking about the lanyard, as you complete one of 3 races, you get a sticker that changes it from black and white to color. We're here for what Dirt Surfers is doing. Really excited about what they're doing. Scott Mendenhall and friends will be at a fair amount of us will be at all 3. Massive force at Eureka Springs down there helping with the race. In Windman, massive force there. And there's going to be a handful of us at the Turkey Mountain one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're stoked for it. It's going to be a great series. It's going to be fun to see who comes out as champ in all brackets and who's going to make it to all those different races. So we're here for that. It's going to, like I said, in a year from now, I think we're going to look back and go, look at what Dirt Surfers did as a racing circuit. So it's going to be sweet.
When you go to Bike Reg and register for the race, you can purchase it there.
And it's $30.
$30.
And all those dollars go straight to a pot for the winner to potentially win. So come on, that's pretty rad. You could end up with, I mean, if I do my math conservatively, I'm going to just go, and this is no knowledge, but you're going to end up with thousands of dollars in a pot.
This says it goes to pro cash payouts.
Right. So the pros, right? It's advantageous to be a pro. Pro means you get paid. So the
Yep.
pros could, if you win it, you could get a chunk of money. It would be cool, just for I like competition, to see the prize purse at Dirt Surfers rival what ORL does.
Whoa.
That would be pretty
that would
sweet.
be
And that
cool.
only happens if people purchase these things like a hat, the jerseys, and the lanyards. The more people buy into those things, the more money gets dumped into a prize purse, which increases the prize purse, which means somebody could do these 3 races and walk out with thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
folks.
that's the same thing with their jerseys that
which,
are on sale.
I don't know.
going to the
Are their
prize pot.
jerseys public knowledge yet?
Yeah,
Do they
they're
have a
on-
shot?
Yeah, they're on.
Oh, yeah, look
they're
at
on their
this.
posts.
Here we go. Let's put this up. Here's Dirt Surfers' new jersey this year. I'm here for this. The 3 of us have them on order. We're stoked on
Woohoo!
these.
Yeah, they're sweet.
There's their new logo with the 3 races on the back. I like
these are
it. I
cool.
like a little bit of camo. It feels like
Yeah.
it's gonna be. We're here for it.
Yep.
So we're stoked on what they're doing. We applaud Rachel
Yeah.
and Nick. You guys are killing it in Dirt Servers. Thank you for creating
doing
a
great.
race circuit that we all just want to be at.
I will also tell you that I was just actually in a conversation today with somebody that was registered for the race. They did not order their merch, their
What?
T-shirt, their jerseys, things like that
Shame on
last
you.
year. And they didn't have the jerseys last year, so that's new for sure. But even your Dirt Surfers T-shirts, they were gone. They were sold out. So if you are wanting it,
Those
you've
shirts
got
are
to
good.
get on
Wait.
Bike Reg and order those things because
Yeah.
they will be there at the events to give out, but they will not necessarily be available if you don't pre-order.
Full disclosure here. Just, we like to be a YouTube channel here that we are transparent in everything. I slept in my Dirt Servers hoodie or Dirt Servers racing jersey last night.
I know I rolled
so
over this
comfortable.
morning and I thought, oh, Dirt Surfers is coming up because
Yeah.
your shirt reminded me of it.
Yep. I was just trying to
No,
put a
I
mental
noticed
note
you
for
wore
you.
that.
Yeah, it was just
And I
great.
said,
It's so
I bet he's
comfortable.
comfy in that Dirt Surfers
Yeah, didn't you look at
jersey.
me and think, Psh, don't you wish you were in yours?
Did you intentionally put
And
that
then-
on for bed? Or
and
was
then I
it just
thought
what
to
you were
myself-
wearing?
Well, it didn't jump on me like I had no option.
And then I thought to
so I
myself,
intentionally.
but
yeah.
like for bed?
Oh,
or
see,
were
I'm
you
one of
already
those guys.
wearing
Is
it?
I don't do much to get ready for bed. It's whatever I have put on when I'm winding down is what I'm going to
What
sleep
you
in.
sleep in? Okay.
Yeah, so there's not much of like changing the outfit. It's just get in bed.
makes sense.
I don't even
I
take
said-
socks off.
Oh.
Who's got time for that?
Oh,
I
hate
hate
sleeping with
all
socks.
of all routines in life. I hate bedtime routines. It's because I'm ready for bed. Just get there.
But you brush your teeth.
Yeah, that's what routine. I hate going to the bathroom, brushing my
goodness.
teeth, making sure the dog do. I just want to go to
Imagine if
bed
he was a woman.
in the morning.
Take your makeup off.
I know. I would
sometimes,
not.
your face.
sometimes not.
I never wash my face
moisturize.
ever. That would be way too much. I like when I'm ready to go to bed. In the morning, I'm here for brushing my teeth and getting the day started because I hate sleeping. I'd rather be awake.
Sleeping is wonderful.
No, I hate it. Hate it. It's just like no things are happening, but I'm not
Yeah,
enjoying
a
anything.
whole lot is happening. Your body is
Oh,
rejuvenating.
for sure. I'm here for being all mentally and physically all renewed and all those things. But I wish I could had a way to do that while I kept moving. Because you only get one life, and I want to get the most of it.
You are.
Sleeping, I get nothing from it.
Moral of the story is you wore your Dirt Surfers jersey.
Yeah,
to
that was
bed.
it. Full disclosure and transparency. Feels good to be able to
Yeah.
tell those people that
They're
are watching,
dirt
that I don't
surfers.
know who's watching, that I sleep with dirt
Comfortable.
surfers. This is what pretty much I'm saying. Clip that out. Okay.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Lily
dropping
is
things.
moving and knocked Superman off. He jumped.
He jumped.
Lily's got to dip early. She's
out.
She's got a personal schedule that is just so chaotic. She's wanted in many places. We can't disclose her stuff because she's like a spy agent. Her and Holly. They're
Bet you
they're
didn't know
MI6 or they're Mission Impossible kind of people.
Bet you didn't
Bye,
know
Lil.
that. I bet you didn't know.
Bye, baby Maya. Better? Mia. I like Mia. Mia. Okay.
Rug stuck.
She just closed in the studio door. She just closed stuff in the door. We're not here for that one. Hey, speaking of dirt servers, look, we have. I don't know how I ended up with this dirt server Jesus right here, but that's a dirt server's replica of the Jesus.
Of the Jesus statue.
Not to be mistaken for the mini.
The mini Jesus.
Doing the same pose, but it's a mini one. He was on a one wheel.
I like them both.
Yeah. It's just, they're there. Okay. Okay, a couple other things. We have from Flow Life. This is an interesting. Flow Life seems like to be, it just feels like things are, what's the phrase? A foot?
miss?
A foot? No, a
A
miss.
foot?
That's bad. A foot is like something's big's happening. Something's happening with Flow Life that I'm here for to watch. Flight fins and the Float Life have come together in some capacity where flight fins are now being sold at the Float Life, which is pretty cool. Get all of your TFL and flight fin essentials all in one place now. That's pretty cool. Now, flight fins, their hook system, can be purchased from the Onewheel, or from, the floatlife.com, which I'm here for that. I think that makes sense. Float Life didn't have some kind of hook system, and now they don't have to create it. They take in one that's pretty good and offers something very unique that no other company's been doing but Flight Fin, where it's hooked in right there at your fender. And so I'm here for it. It's cool. But also the collab they did with the Chillest merchandise maybe a month ago or something. The Flow Life, they be busy all the time. Jeff and team, let's just applaud your hard work.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Applauding it. We're here for it. You guys create some of the greatest, coolest things that we love. Your tires are the best of the best in the market. I'm thinking about making a vest. Record this. I'm thinking about going to a vest with the big tire, with long rails, just so I can try the new tire that they made. That's the big tire. I just want to try it. The Thundercat, it's big, it's ginormous. I saw one of those in person. I was like, whoa, I'm here for it. I want to feel the sensation of what it feels like to fully send it through the trails on something with so much power and girth.
Okay,
there you have it.
There you have it, guys.
So check out thefloatlife.com if you want for all of your latest merch and some of the things you didn't know you need. You won't be disappointed. Now, I do think this week, I need to check my email on this because I think we were all talking about, actually, we can put it on the screen. Put all of the upcoming ORL races. We will have the confirmation here in a moment if we are correct on our assumptions. Let's see. We're going through the list of Oak City Shred Fest starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 24th, right?
Yeah, wow. Where did that come from?
It's tomorrow, everybody. We are confirming what we thought out loud to all of you. We're really stoked about this race because we're going to see new pros enter the conversation of the ORL, because right now, the races that have been held up to this point have been on the west portion of the United States, that being in Las Vegas and Texas. I don't know if we were going to get so many people from South Carolina over there, so we're going to find out at Oak City Shred Fest this week. You're going to get to chase squirrels. We're going to see who makes the journey out there to be racing. So don't miss Oak City Shred Fest. Stay close to your IG to get updates with that. Speaking of ORL, they dropped some major news in the last week, I believe, ORL. We're going to read it from their Instagram so you hear it straight from Onewheel's Instagram about the ORL season. We spoke a lot about it, but if you're a pro or any of the other categories, here's what they posted about our ORL season this year. Something unique. Well, okay, we'll start from the beginning. So that's their logo. If you pay attention, we're going to get a little bit of detective on. August 14th through the 17th is Race for the Rail, held in Hollister, California. Isn't there
Hollister Hills?
It just says Hollister. I'm just reading it off the image.
Okay.
Hollister, California. That's where, remember, isn't that a clothing store? Hollister?
Yeah, Hollister.
And remember when you used to walk in it in the early 2000s, they had a video screen of Hollister Beach and people surfing and things like that?
Yeah, is it a beach?
I don't know if this is the same place or not. I'm not from California. Someone can help us with that. But here we go. Let's read the information. Now, you post it on yourself. Okay, Onewheel. Want to win 10K? Well, then buckle up, folks. This ain't your average trail race. Race for the Rails is back and we'll be turning it up. This year, this year, we're racing the legendary Motocross Grand Prix track at Hollister Hill in California, August 14th through the 17th. Okay, so you're reading that. I see where number of massive changes. One, half of the spot in the race will be rewarded on site during qualifiers. That's right. Anyone can show up and have a shot to compete for the rail. This is a throwback to early Race for the Rails, and we are psyched. Gate choices for Saturday is dependent on qualifying placement Friday. This is the first year we will be racing amateur classes at Race for the Rail. So expert Clydesdale legends and Groms will be able to compete on the same track as pros. Bring your own board. OEM race. FST footpads are approved. We will host a trick competition on site. Anyone is welcome to enter. The entire course is viewable for spectators.
What?
Come watch the action. Come camp at our designated Hollister Hill campground and have the best weekend ever. Fun for the whole family, plus free shuttles to and from Grand Prix track. Tickets will be available soon. Okay, that's a lot. I was reading from the studio confidence monitor, so it's not right in front of me. That's a lot of news.
That's a lot of news.
That's one. I've been saying it forever on this podcast. We need a race that spectators can watch.
Yes, that's awesome, amazing. That's amazing.
I think that's tremendous. Now, what does that race look like? I wonder if you can go to Google, or how about, Holly, you make a venture to that side of the studio. Let's pull up a map, a Google map of that said location, and we will see what the course potentially could look like. I'm assuming they will modify it in some capacity so that we might be able to have jumps and things of that nature because it's a motocross event, but I don't know these things. But being able to view the whole race, yes, please. That means you don't miss any potential great passes. Now, I got a question as you Google that. Think a little bit. Actually, let's bring on, well, I was going to bring up one of the kids, but I was going to bring Legend. But do you think, viewers, you at home, weigh in on this, do you think it hurts the ORL sport to allow half of the positions to be on-site qualifiers? Does that hurt other races that are ORL sanctioned, or all of the races to come, because people are like, well, I can just show up, ride my Vesk all season, and then show up at the one-wheel event, ORL, and race? Do you think that hurts?
I think there's going to be pros and cons to both of them. Maybe it does affect some of the race events.
Okay, but you're saying maybe. I don't want you to play middle of the road. I want you yes or no.
Well,
Do you think this hurts?
It hurts who?
Does it hurt
the race events?
Yeah, like the race this weekend. Do you think people are saying, I'm not going to South Carolina because I'll just show up in California and try to qualify for one of the spots?
Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
But I think it benefits the community, the people, because it's a lot to have to get to all of these things.
Yes.
Now, who's going to have, like, as a racer, if you're not at the events and you've never raced an event, and to show up at Race for the Rails and think you're going to understand how to race, you need the experience. So we would always encourage you to go to the events. One, they're fun, but they're great practice and great experience for you as a racer. But this allows you to be able to have your job that you always have and still be able to go to Race for the Rails and potentially qualify.
Yeah, I think I like change, and I like changing things up, especially young in a sport, before you have to like be concrete and you can't change it. I like trying to figure out what's working and what's not. I think that this is overall good for the overall racing. As a guy that has a family, we're trying to get as many events. We can't, and Legend and Icon and now are pro, they can't get to, like last year, it was about as many races you can get, the most points you can stockpile, get you to Race for Rail. That's impossible for most people to be able to travel and get to all these races. So the advantage goes to whoever can make it to the most races, which that played into the hands of the creators of races, because that meant more people would go because you got more points. Now, all I have to do is you're going to take the top 3 for point-wise to get there. So I go to 3 races, those that are closest to me, and try to get the most points I possibly can get. If that doesn't work out, then I can get an on-site qualification potentially. So I see it as it does help the community, more people jump in. I think what it's going to do is it's going to allow, this is how I see it, I see it that it's going to allow, like a dirt surfer circuit is going to pick up the Midwest and your Texas. And they're going to have this big circle they're going to work inside, because people are going to go, am I going to drive from Miami, Florida to Tulsa to race? That's going to be a tough one for them. Some will, but not a bunch. But you're going to pull a lot of people from the Midwest that aren't going to drive to the coast every time, because that was happening. They're going to have this massive monopoly on the Midwest. And they're going to pull in there, and they're going to have this circuit, and it's going to make more people aware of a sport, because it's like, oh, listen, I can do these 3 and potentially qualify for the ORL. I think. But if I was a race director, on the other side is a race director, because I need more racers at my event, I could see how I would be frustrated in a move where, wait, now my event doesn't come as popular because people can qualify on site. I could see the frustration there, but I think long term it could play out.
You got to, as a race director, might have to step back and look at the big picture of it a little bit to grow the sport. One of the things that Race for the Rails, to have it being able to be viewed by people and the community around and people actually seeing it live is probably one of the biggest game changers to the sport, to making it grow.
Right.
So that in and of itself, if that means if you offer for people to be able to view it and then just give them a chance to qualify, it doesn't no really skin off their back at all. I think it is a brilliant idea because it's the bigger picture is the sport, growing the sport. I think most race directors would agree with that.
Yeah.
Of wanting to grow the sport.
Yeah, I want to grow the sport. Like, I want it to be a sport that ESPN is wanting to cover, not where Onewheel's essentially begging. I don't know if they're begging, but Onewheel's not, or ESPN isn't going, can we come cover these events? We have to get it there.
Yeah.
And does anyone actually know how to get it there? I don't think so. And I think companies always, bottom line is money. What's producing more money? What's driving sales? And I can see where Onewheel could go, hey, if this isn't generating more money, more sales, then we've got to make a shift. And I don't know if they're shifting. I mean, this year they're offering trick competitions. They're doing one up in San Francisco. That was breaking news with Bodie. And seeing, I could see if they're going to see if that takes off. I don't think it's one or the other in those things. I think it's both. I think you look at the X Games model and you don't have one version of best trick on dirt bikes and then that's it. You have best trick because some people do that. And you have a version that's spectator friendly for motocross. I love going to the X Games and being able to see a condensed motocross race inside a football stadium and they make the course and you can see. I'm there for it because I get to see it. That's a condensed version of what you actually see when they go and race in the open big circuits. So I love that potentially you have all these locations that have like a dirt surface, these epic trails that spectators are really can't see very well. But then you have this location you come together and it's spectator friendly, brings everybody together. Because let's be honest, without the X Games, people wouldn't know who Travis Pastrana is probably.
For sure.
Or names like that. A Shaun White without the X Games. Without the X Games, this is a fair. With the X Games, without the X Games, would snowboarding have made it to the Olympics? Because I know everybody's going to the Olympics. So can Onewheel be a spot where it takes these two platforms, trick, and the off-road trail stuff, bring it into one spot where you could pack a stadium where people come to enjoy a sport that then from that venue goes back into the great venues that create the sport.
Yeah. You know what it kind of reminds me of?
I was going to guess, but I was going to say surfing, but no, it can't be a
No,
change.
nothing of surfing. But a professional sport has done something along these lines before.
Oh.
And it's probably the biggest sporting,
I have no idea what she's about to say, folks.
Well, if you know the movie Invincible, who Mark Wahlberg played Vince Papale and the Eagles, and they did open tryouts.
Okay.
And let anybody come and try out, and ended up getting a nobody coming off the streets to play for the Eagles. And so he got the coach, the whole Eagles organization, which I'm not an Eagles fan, got a whole lot of flack for it. But it did create an incredible camaraderie, according to the movie, anyways.
No, but it did. It changed
what
the
it did
Eagles.
of how that all the fan base.
Right. So there is some proof history-wise in sports where you see this happen and energy is brought on. Those that get a little bit of there's collateral damage anytime changes are happening because those that are involved in it is like, wait, how does that impact on me? And so I want everybody to be successful. I want all those that are
race
the legend
directors,
race coordinators and races. I want them to excel and exceed the previous year and racers to show up and all those things. So I want that. I want that to succeed as well as can a Onewheel who does have some financial means to go and rent out a venue like this and create something where, if it works, if something like that works, I could see duplicating that in a Minnesota area, like in the Twin Cities, because think about it. If you could launch something like that in Twin Cities where you have hotels, you have massive restaurants, you have right now all of a sudden you have a way to sustain more people coming in, and there's more to be done. It's like to travel to outskirts place, like to travel. I don't want to use a location because it would sound like I'm right? You're only going there for one wheeling. But to come to like a Twin Cities area, you can go, I'm going to race in the weekend, but after that, I'm going to go see the sights of the Twin Cities because there's so much stuff to see around here. I'm going to do touristy things around here. Some of the cities that you end up doing these one-wheel races, there's no tourist.
There's nothing to do.
Right.
That's why you camp there and you just hang out
Right.
there. Or that's why the festivals are popular, because you need something to do.
So I see that you have the map pulled up. Put it in the satellite version, Hal. Do you know how to do
how
that?
do I do that?
She has, right now, currently, she has just a generic map, and you can't see anything.
I did.
No.
What do you mean?
It needs to be satellite version. You just have
So I need to Google a
No,
satellite?
no. Just click the option. Why am I
see
walking an adult woman through how to do this?
Because I use it on my phone, not on a
It's the same
computer.
idea.
I don't see a
I
satellite
can't help her
option.
from afar. It's going to be, go back to the map. Guys, I'm so sorry. Can you put that on the full screen so we can all help her at once? Go to number 5. Okay. You need to
right here?
click. There you go. Now zoom in.
Okay.
The pin. Now we're going to see if we can get
hang
it.
on. I got to do this.
We're watching this live with Holly.
You are. You're welcome. Okay.
And everybody at
Can
home.
you kind of see the terrain?
Well, can you get closer? Is there a
More?
better Google? Yeah. Keep getting in there. Let's see how good these satellites are doing. I want to see if we can see the track. What we got going
Well,
here.
we don't know which exactly, but these are all. It says
Okay,
roads.
there you go. There's all the. That's where we're headed for this. They're gonna make a course where you can sit on the hillsides. I think I gathered from the actual post. It's gonna be sweet, folks.
It's inland quite a bit, so it's not.
Yeah, zoom back out so everybody gets perspective of how far. It's not the Hollister Beach.
There's no.
Like, how far is that from there? Okay,
far
there you go.
away.
Thank you for the tour,
Far.
Holly.
You're welcome.
We since the last One Wheel
Be happy to-
podcast, we hadn't had that ability. Now we have a computer
Yeah,
we can
it's
put
kinda
on there and
cool.
search things. We're here for that. Speaking of sales that we were talking about earlier, the GT is on sale. If you've missed this, you can purchase a One Wheel GT from the factory, brand new, 0 miles, with the ability to go really far.
Wow.
It's Espresso Spring Sale, everybody. GTs are on sale. If you're a person that needs a lot of miles, this is your go-to One Wheel. You can go a long distance without having to charge. Now, there's not as much power as the GTS, all those things, but this is a decent, it's a great One Wheel. If you're a city person, you want a more stable platform than the Pint platform, pick it up. I don't know exactly. You can go to onewheel.com for us. It says a $500. Put that back up there. What did it say? $500 bundle or something?
Up to $500 off.
Yeah. So I think that depends if you're packaging it and stuff. I'm not sure. Anytime it says up to, it means there's a little bit of a way around it. I don't know if a bundle is getting you $500 off or something. Holly's looking up for it. But again, it's spring, man. It's springtime to save. This is where I'm here for all of you. We also are excited about the dream trip that One Wheel put together. Now it's too late to get a chance to be in it, but they're taking a trip to. Are you kidding me? September 3rd through the 8th, 2025. They're going to those mountains. I remember following Kevin, who vacationed there. He is part of the film crew for One Wheel. I don't know his actual, but he's always behind the camera. He took a vacation out there, and to just watch his footage from there was awesome. Mm-hmm. And so to be able to take a trip out there and ride your One Wheel with a bunch of One Wheel staff, yes, please. Okay, is it bundles? How when you look at it?
Yeah, when you do the bundles, there's 3 different bundles.
There you go.
When you do the elite bundle, you're gonna save up to $500.
So just the GT is what?
Correct. Just the GT is $2,050, and it comes with a fender. That's the fender. So
$2,050, so $2,050.
Right.
There you go. For $2,000, you can have a One Wheel. That's not bad. If you live in a city, if you live in the Twin Cities, that could be a mode of transportation. Sell your car, you got a mode of transportation.
It's just if you don't do the fender, it's just $2,000.
There you go. But just saving anybody, buy a stinking fender. Because you're going to want a fender.
You're going to want it later, and later it's going to cost you $85.
And you're going here's what's going to happen. I don't need a fender, and then when you need a fender, you're not going to have it, and you're going to order it, and you're going to have to be stuck in the rain or the mud or whatever. Just buy a fender. Just always buy a fender.
Just have it on hand.
The last thing from One Wheel, this is April Fool's joke. This is way back. We're the 24th. But if you missed it, you should go watch how they made it. It's actually pretty cool to watch. They dropped a One Wheel chair, which is awesome. We have a picture of it. The video of how they created and got the one wheel in there and the sensor and all those things was actually pretty clever. Do I not have the picture?
It's always
Legend?
clever.
I must not have uploaded it. It was awesome. The how-to, even better, because just to see them figure out, we're going to take this said chair, and how do you activate a sensor, and how does it disactivate, and then how they've made the April Fool's joke video. We're here for those things. So
Yeah, fun. They always do a funny job. Good job on
They
those.
do a great job. And then the ORL is well on its way. So get to the races. If you're anywhere close to South Carolina location, what was it? Riley?
Raleigh, South
Raleigh?
Carolina?
Raleigh. Get out there. Go spectate. It doesn't cost anything to spectate. I don't think you can come out there and check out the race, the vibes, and all those things. Always cool to watch social media and what happens in that race. And like I said, ORL could get a good old shuffle as new pros come in and shuffle things up, or nothing could happen. That's what's so fun about an ORL event is seeing what happens to the leaderboard. So there is your news around the community. There's so much more happening, but that's what we just wanted to bring up to your attention. Next week, we'll cover what happened in the race this weekend and so much more. Might have a surprise guest. Always working on guests. Got to align schedules and stuff. Our schedule, obviously, to their schedule. We're working on it. Working on some guests. So,
Did you say South Carolina?
did I say
Correction, it's North Carolina.
North Carolina? I'm
It's
so
Raleigh,
sorry.
but North Carolina.
But also, don't forget to sign up for Dirt Surfers. Do a favor for Nick and Rachel. Get signed up and repost all their stuff so more people know what's happening in the circuits. So a lot of the people don't know about the circuit, but we want to help. I want to help. We want to help that circuit idea take off. Could you imagine if did you say North Carolina? It's in North Carolina? South Carolina? North Carolina. Could you imagine if there's 3 races in that vicinity you go do? What if you start seeing 3 races pop up in a weekend? And all of a sudden, it's more evident, okay, I'm going to fly into a set area. There's 3 different tracks I race, held by 3 different people. And
That's awesome.
you have this circuit. And that's going to help the sport grow and more people go. You need it to grow and go. You need people to go to the races. So thank you so much for hanging with us. If you're still watching and you didn't subscribe already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a ton of content here. We're going to get our feet on the one-wheel foot pads, the new ones, the wood ones. Did Kevin ever say why he purchased them? Do you remember? Did you look?
Why Kevin purchased him?
Yeah, what made him click the button to buy? Is he just like
Did he buy the wood ones or did he buy the...
I thought...
He
has the hard, so he
yeah.
got the wooden ones. He just liked the look.
Yeah.
Legend is confirming
He's
on the other
always
side.
liked the look of the wood, I thought he said earlier.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Okay, everybody, subscribe to the YouTube channel like I was saying. Thanks for being in the live chat today. If you're watching throughout the week, thanks for being with us. It's always a pleasure to hang with you midday on a Wednesday. And that is your latest one-wheel news around the community, everybody. Stay out of trouble. Stay on your one wheel. See you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Adios.